The 16 soul supremacy dimensions. What are the 16 soul supremacy dimensions? I'm going to talk about them. But first, a few more things to say. A quote from a TV series, fictional, known as The 100. There was a actor who played in this show, and he had a quote that he said. He was of the Trigeta tribe, that the space colonizers, or the people from the 100's main cast, labeled and described as a grounder. And he said these words, this member, he said, "A place cannot be evil, only a people can be. A place cannot be evil, only a people can." That's what this person said in the show called The 100. Now, I want to take it, grab that phrase and apply it to this video here, as well as a couple of other phrases as well that I'm going to get to after I talk about this one a little bit more. So, a place cannot be evil, only a people can. One main question that I always like to ask though, what drives a people to be evil? Or what can drive a people to be evil? Because a place cannot be evil, only a people can. But notice the word can. So that means a people can also be something else other than evil. But they also can be evil. You follow what I'm saying? So, what drives a person to be evil? Influence, right? Evil. What does it define as? Evil defines as to be profoundly immoral and wicked. What's profoundly immoral and wicked? Really, that's all it says, is profoundly immoral and wicked, period. Meaning, once again, the word evil defines profoundly immoral and wicked. Profoundly, meaning very great or intense. Immoral, meaning not conforming to accepted standards of morality. And conforming simply means to agree with or accept. You follow what I'm saying? So, if things can be influenced to be evil, then that means they can be influenced to be against whatever accepted standards of morality and that are within the society and or upon the ethic principles you all stand upon. You follow what I'm saying? What if you accept it as your ethic principles? What grounds do you accept to be your grounds? What's your environment looking like? What is your environ? What's your natural environ? That word environ, what does that word mean? Surroundings, or place, or conditioning. That's what the word environ means. What's your environment set up like? Is it an environment of what takes your life and your abilities to live them accurately? Do you have an environment of war, hatred, division, and stagnance? And do you have an environment of what's evil, ugly, abnormal, and artificial? Is this what your environment looks like? Because if that's what your environment looks like, then that place, BKA your environment, will be driving you as a person to be evil. And why do I say this? Simple. Because your natural environment, not your artificial environment, gives life and the ability to live them accurately. Peace, love, unity, and advancement. And the manifestation of all things good, beautiful, normal, and natural. That's what your natural environment is like. So if you were tapped in, if you stood on, or if you were surrounded by a place such as this one, the peace, love, unity, and advancement place, then wouldn't that means a place cannot be evil or good? Only a people can be evil or good, you see. Depending on how the environment is set up, your environment. So, another random quote about our sisters. Our sisters today, especially the American woman, so to speak, or in particular the American woman, and when it comes to the American women, in particular the white women of America, in particular, they have been built to ensure nothing but anguish and pain will reside in our mind and our heart space. Why? Because the more pain and the more anguish that drives into thy mind heart space drives you to die faster, depending on the man. So meaning, If they don't like you, the more pain and anguish they put in your mind heart space is how faster you die. So, more details about that statement. The more pain and anguish they drive into your mind heart space is the faster they drive you, a man which they do not like, to its grave. To your grave. So, how does this happen? They ask you random questions, or they keep certain actions in front of you. They stop you from experiencing satisfaction in any way possible. And the more you don't get to experience satisfaction, the more you become disappointed in life and dissatisfied of life. And the more you become dissatisfied of life, the more you may become satisfied with death. It's all mental control. They fought for the right. The so-called people who are brainwashing our women to behave this way, they fought for the right to destroy all of nature. And all of the rights that they fought to destroy all of nature, and the reason why they did it for, because the only thing they need melanated people to do of every category is suffer to death. And the only thing they want you to do is fail at everything. Place cannot be evil, only a people can. Our women's environment is surrounded by the ideas that drive them to hate us and disapprove of us. How so? Because let's not forget, all of the damages that you have received currently came from this world. And why did those damages come from this world? Because they need you to suffer to death. And they want you to fail at everything. And they fought for the right for you to be satisfied, for you to be dissatisfied with life. And/or they fought for the right for you to be satisfied with suffering to death and failing at everything. So, solutions. How can we beat this? Main thing to notice, it's all mental play primarily. It's all mental play, driving you to be opposite of what you need to be. Mental play, driving you to be opposite of what you need to be. So I came up with a stratagem, so to speak. A spiritual environment stratagem, or a spiritual environment strategy. In other words, giving ideas and/or knowledge to a place that can be good, so to speak, because that place is what is within you. This place is naturally good within you, naturally good. And if you embody the characteristics of it, to and throughout you all, so too will be the characteristics of this goodness. Or so too will be the behavioral practices of your goodness, if you choose to apply it. So, once again, the 16 soul supremacy dimensions. 16 soul supremacy dimensions. After mentioning how our women, due to how they have been built by this country, the only thing they desire to put into your mind heart space is pain and anguish. And also to the phrase, the first one, a place cannot be evil, only a people can. A place cannot be evil, only a people can. Notice, when you build a place and you put the certain people in the place, like a country name, for example, or a region of land colonized to be called what it is, America, for example. Just because the American place has been built around the people, the place itself, America, ain't evil. You follow what I'm saying? The only thing evil in America are the character and behaviors of the people, making it seem like the place called America can be evil. If this makes sense to you so far, you follow what I'm saying? In other words, American people, white people in particular, are being driven to ruin our lives physically, soulfully, and mentally, so that we be obligated to play their games of failing at everything and suffering to death. This is not the actions of America. These are the actions of the people in America. You follow what I'm saying? and due to the actions of a certain particular group of people in America, another group of people in America, particularly people like me, are on the receiving end of these games and this torture and this hell all day long. I only mention these things because you need awareness of what is going on around you and why it's going on around you. You need awareness of what is going on in your environment and why it's going on in your environment. You follow what I'm saying? So, to beat this and or to destroy the practices thereof, words like the following must be said out loud, some kind of way, shape, form, or imagination. Words such as the 16 soul supremacy dimensions that I'm getting ready to break down in thorough detail momentarily. Just need to tell you a few more things to let you know why I'm getting ready to say these things and what these words are getting ready to destroy. Now, the final key thing. First was the place that cannot be evil. The second was the reason why our women put pain and anguish in our mindset so much. Remember, they can't really do too many things to us physically, so they have to attack our mental space and our heart space. They have to. They have to attack our psyches a lot. They have to. Moving forward. Third thing now. There is something I made up a while ago that is also a part of my Super Yahusha 4-7 Christ game saga. I called it the 4 Mental Corner Spirit Prison, or the 4-corner mental spirit prison. That's what I called it. The 4-corner mental spirit prison is shaped like a diamond, like a square diamond in your mind, or I've envisioned this square diamond that is within our mind. That also too, not to forget to mention, once this diamond is destroyed and or broken, what's inside of the diamond will be all out in the open for us to see and to be able to contend with properly once it's out here. You follow what I'm saying? So, but right now, currently, not so much anymore, since I have been posting since 2023. And then, you know, there are many other people who have been inspired by my spirit prison onslaught. You follow what I'm saying? Because the artificial U's are due to the spiritual prison. So my spiritual prison onslaught has been inspiring other people to make more content and talk also how to slaughter and or destroy the spiritual prison, stopping you from being what you are. You follow what I'm saying? And what are you? God, literally. God is love. So, this 4-corner mental spirit prison, what does it consist of? In the left corner, fake and or false pride, which is vanity. You see what I'm saying? In the bottom corner, sloth, which is laziness. And then in the right corner, you got wrath, greed, gluttony, and lust all in one. You follow what I'm saying? And then in the top corner, which is the reason why this entire box is even here in the first place, jealousy. The 7 deadly sins, in other words. You follow what I'm saying? So, but here's the thing though. There are 2 more sins outside of this here diamond that are also helping the jealousy keep this box in place. And those 2 sins are called fear and ignorance. Those 2 wrongdoings and those 2 detrimental aspects to your fundamental mentality are called fear and ignorance. You follow what I'm saying? And the thing is, this here soul supremacy, this 16 soul supremacy dimensions, once I tell you what they are in finite detail, which I'm going to have plenty of time to do if I get to it, they're going to completely destroy and or desecrate this box completely and entirely. You follow what I'm saying? So let's talk about it now in detail. Once again, this is to destroy the mental spirit prison. These words I'm getting ready to say are to destroy the mental spirit prison that is causing you all to be the wrong type of way, because America ain't evil. The people in America that can't control themselves are. But are they even evil? Or are they just being driven to be against something? That second answer right there. Because at the same time, that's literally what evil is. To drive you all, you so-called recessive and or you people, all of you people who are working for the demon's ways right now currently, it is driving you to be against accepted standards of morality. But here's the thing though. You all have no accepted standards of morality. You're just against the accepted standards of morality. You're just being driven to be against them. You don't have any moral grounds you stand on. You never had any moral grounds you stand on. You never had any truth you stood on. And you never had any order just to stand on, ever. No one in America has ever had these things, ever. All you had was chaos and enslavement. And the reason why is because the outside forces that drove the recessive people in our history, like in the days of slavery. We know the history. It's not to undermine it, of course. I'm not like you people. I don't like to undermine things. It's just the thing is, these things need to be known and mentioned to label and describe in fruitful detail what I'm actually trying to overall get here, or get to the surface here, which is the total fruitful destruction of what is taking you away from being my family. Just want to go home. Moving forward. So, these words now are going to help destroy this mental faculty prison that is preventing you from being the actual you. A place cannot be evil. Only a people can, depending on what is in their mind space or heart space, preventing them from being good. You follow what I'm saying? Because people are naturally good. Wouldn't you agree? People are naturally good. Let's talk about it now. So, the 16 soul supremacy dimensions. Now, there are 16 words that are going to label and describe each dimension. First of all, what is a dimension? A dimension is a measurable extent of some kind, such as length, breadth, depth, or height. You follow what I'm saying? That's what a dimension is. An immeasurable extent of some kind, any kind. I go off of what the words literally mean. Now watch this. You could take a look at this reality and measure it. And what does it mean to measure? The contemplation of a standard. To simplify it, the contemplation of a standard. What does the word contemplate mean? Not contempt, contemplate. What does the word contemplate means? The word contemplate means the action of thoughtfully looking at something, at anything. The thoughtfully looking at something, anything, doesn't matter what it is. So, a contemplation or measurement of a standard and or some kind of measurement such as length, breadth, depth, or height of anything. And these 16 soul supremacy dimensions are going to be broken off into 4 sections. There's going to be 4 dimensions in the first one, 4 dimensions in the second one, 4 dimensions in the third one, and 4 dimensions in the final one. 4, 8, 12, 16. You see? And each of these 4 dimensions, within each of these, I want to call them foundational environs or foundational environments, or you can consider them as what I'm getting ready to tell you they are in a moment. The 4, you can look at them also too as the 4-step divine summoning process. You follow what I'm saying? Meaning the reawakening, the reincarnation, the resurrection, and the reestablishment, because that's what they are. That's what this soul supremacy, that's what the 16 soul supremacy foundational planes are in their entirety. They're the concept of the 4-step divine summoning process, the reawakening, the reincarnation, the resurrection, and the reestablishment. Here, more details. So, all 16 words, though, have them real quick. They are peace, love, or no, first they are peace, respect, balance, and progression. Same message. Peace, respect, balance, and progression. The first 4. The second 4, peace, love, unity, and advancement. The third 4, calmness, serenity, love, and righteousness. And the final 4, what's good, beautiful, normal, and natural. A lot of the words are the exact same in this whole 16. But once again, the first 4, meaning the reawakening 4, that I'm about to get into some details on in a minute. They are peace, respect, balance, and progression. The second four, the reincarnation, peace, love, unity, and advancement. The third four, resurrection, calmness, serenity, love, and righteousness. And then the final four, the environ, or the establishment, or the environmentality. What's good, beautiful, normal, and natural. So you have a good, beautiful, normal, and natural environment naturally. You have a calmness, sereniteful, loving, and righteous self, physical self naturally. The qualities thereof, especially of thine heart space, are of peace, love, unity, and advancement. And your mental capacities at all time, meaning your soul star, your crown, as well as the earth that you are upon, or all of the physical bodies that the Most High God itself is within and driving. Peace, respect, balance, and progression. You follow what I'm saying? That's all it is. That's what the 16 dimensions are. But more details, though. More details. Because remember, I said all four of these four-dimensional foundational environments, or all four of these four-dimensional divine summoning processes, they are going to be what shatter and or destroy the four-corner mental spirit prison, plaguing thy mind heart space, causing you and or stopping you and or gatekeeping you from your natural self. If that makes sense to you. And once this prison is destroyed, those negative principalities will be out here in the naked eye, and they will be what dress the people and or what drive the people in whatever direction that you didn't see them going to at first. If that makes sense to you. Meaning, once the prison in your mind is destroyed, what's causing the prison to be there right now currently will be out here in the open, trying to get back in and be a prison again. You follow what I'm saying? These words, this here four foundational sequence, or this 16 dimensions, can help stop these things if you apply them correctly. So, more details now. The first dimension, the reawakening, targeting the conscious mind, or targeting your transcendence plane. Your transcendence plane is what the first one targets, remember? So, peace, respect, balance, and progression unto thy transcendence plane, I pray unto thee. And what does your transcendence plane consist of? Your soul star chakra, your crown chakra, and the physical Most High God's body's Earth Star Chakra. We're connected to it all. Doesn't matter. The Earth Star Chakra is essentially the root chakra, or the super root chakra, or the super base chakra is what the Earth Star Chakra is also nicknamed as, the super root. So that means it's like a super version of you. Or in other words, the planet can also be seen as a relative of yours. Like a whole different person, a living being. If you all think this planet isn't alive, you're wrong. Very, very, very wrong. The planet is a living being, just being decorated by the evil protruding from your minds that came from the devil's source itself, or the source of all immoral authority. You follow what I'm saying? And due to this idea driving to and throughout you all, you have thousands of beliefs about one thing, the planet. Why is it so hard for you to make simple decisions? Why is it so hard for you to do things simplistically? You want to know why? Because everything that taught you to be everything you are is very complex intentionally. Very, very intentionally complicated. The source of all immoral authority is moving to and throughout you all into our reality. But the way it is, doing so is what drives everything in your life to be so complex. But here's the thing though, even the word complicated has a definition, meaning a meaning. What is the definition of the word complex or complicated? Many different shapes, size, buildings, colors, variations of everything yet all connected to the same source, or all standing on the same place. That's what the word complex means. In so many varieties. Summarize. Go look up the words yourself to see. Many different shapes, size, buildings, colors, and variations, yet all standing on the same place. That's what the word complex means. So yeah, just like an apartment complex. Think of it in that regard as well. The word complicated is rooted from the word complex. Isn't it not? Or is it? You all know everything there is to know naturally. It's just the world and or the infrastructure and or the ideology that came from the devil is telling you not to realize that you do. You follow what I'm saying? So, targeting your transcendent state, BKA your conscious mind, or transcendence plane, BKA your conscious mind, which are of the following: soul star chakra, crown chakra, and earth star chakra. Peace, respect, balance, and progression. Why peace? Peace. This is the first dimension. Let's measure it. Peace, freedom from disturbance, tranquility, freedom from wars, or a mental state and or conditioning in which there is no war, or war has ended and war is fighting, killing each other for no reason at all, right? Respect. Respect is a deep feeling of admiration for something, or something elicited by its abilities, qualities, or achievements. Something elicited by its abilities, qualities, or achievements. You can have a deep feeling of admiration for anything. Well, you know what this entire parable is going to give you a deep admiration for? The soul itself. And what is the soul? The energy and or intensity deriving from the source, Most High God itself, to and throughout you all, to give you all your abilities to be here and go. Remember, abilities, qualities, and achievements. You can also apply this. You can also apply the word respect to the entirety of this parable here. Here's how you can. Respect, once again, defines as the abilities, a deep feeling of admiration for something. So you could say a deep feeling of admiration for the soul, or something elicited by the soul's abilities going to the transcendent state, qualities going to the ego plane, or abilities going to the transcendence plane, qualities going to the ego plane, and then achievements. Guess where that's going? The somatic plane, BKA your physical body. And the word somatic means what's relating to or affecting the human body or physical body, like the planet, for example. The planet could be a supersomatic. You follow what I'm saying? So, abilities of your transcendence plane, what are they? Peace, respect, balance, and progression. Qualities of your egoic plane, what are they? Peace, love, unity, and advancement. Achievements of your somatic plane, what are they? Calmness, serenity, love, and righteousness. And then the environment of your psyche, what are they? All things good, beautiful, normal, and natural concomitantly. Naturally, this is what they are. You follow me? So that means without the influence of any of the country names, or without the influence of any of what the countries are, and or the idea in which structured the countries, because remember, all of these things must come from an idyllic place. Without those influences, what you are naturally would be the 16 things I just said. Abilities, gives life, and the abilities to live them accurately, BKA peace, respect, balance, and progression. Qualities, what is a quality? The standard of something as measured against other things of a similar kind. The standard of something, so that means a level of quality or attainment. A level of quality or attainment. A level of quality, a level of quality, or a level of attainment. A level of attainment? What kind of level of attainment? How about a high level of attainment? Like the Most High God's level of attainment. You follow what I'm saying? That has been here before all of us have. So the more we tap in to the Most High God's level of attainment, the more we tap in to peace, love, unity, and advancement. You follow what I'm saying? Because here, your egoic planes, qualities, without any disturbance. What does the word ego mean? The word ego, I'm not thinking about the way you all see the word ego. I'm looking at the literal definition of the word ego. The word ego is a part of the mind that mediates, between the transcendence plane and the somatic plane, and is responsible for reality testing and a sense of personal identity. Does it actually say this transcendence plane and the somatic plane? No, it does not. But you want to know what it does says? It says the ego is a part of the mind that mediates between the conscious mind, which is your transcendence plane, and the unconscious mind, which is your somatic, and is responsible for reality testing and a sense of personal identity. Sense. And your senses are all of your nucleic acids that come from the ethereal realm itself, or the air, so to speak. Spirit, Latin origin, spirare, meaning breathe, to spiritus, meaning breath. So, how do you breathe? Shout out to brother KRS-One. He said this magnificent quote one time. He said, "We're not breathing in air per se. We're breathing in consciousness." You are absolutely right, brother KRS-One. So you know what I'm going to say to that? How much longer are we going to allow these evil drive-driven people to put aluminum into our consciousness? Just a random question. Moving forward though, here. So, KRS-One said, we're not necessarily breathing in air, we're breathing in spirit. And you're right. Or consciousness. And you're right. Because that's what spirit is. Latin origin, spirare, meaning breath. To spiritus, meaning breathe. You follow what I'm saying? So in short, the more spirit we breathe in, knowing that we're breathing in spiritual consciousness, air, or ethereal, spiritual ethereal consciousness, spiritual ethereal consciousness air, the more we breathe this in while being aware that we are breathing it in, the more we destroy that evil foundation plaguing our mind, our spaces, and stopping you from being the family that you are to me, the soul tribe. The ego is also your emotional state. Your emotion is your natural instinctive state of mind deriving from one's, first, the definition said moods, circumstances, or relationships with others. But that is impossible because there is no part of your natural self that can derive from anything artificial. Everything outside of you is fake right now. Nothing of this fake world is of your natural instinctive state of mind. You want to know why? Because your natural instinctive state of mind is love, and love only. Everything out here is hatred. Hatred for what you are, period. Everything that those so-called recessive people are trying to bring into the countries, like Burkina Faso, for example, is hatred. And hatred is not what you are. Not naturally. Peace, respect, balance, and progression. Let's go back to the transcendence plane right quick before I go into anything else. And also, too, to close off that emotional part, to finish off my side note, emotion is a natural instinctive state of mind deriving from one's instinctive and or intuitive spirit and soul. That's where your emotion derives from. A good place. A place cannot be evil. Only a people can. Can a place be good? Well, what are good things for a place to be good? You want to know what something good is? What's morally right and justifiable. That's what goodness is. So, can a place be morally right or justifiable? You tell me. What makes anything morally right or justifiable? Last time I checked, what ain't trying to kill you at all is usually something on the basis or on the baseline of what is good for you. But then there's also the balance, right? Keeping things upright and steady upon the goodness. Your transcendence plane holds your balance, meaning your conscious mind, your real conscious mind holds the balance. So, moving forward now, the word balance, this dimension of the first one, out of the four, this dimension, it holds the definition and or meaning of being upright and steady, uprighteous and steady. You can make anything upright and steady, like your mental and emotional qualities upright and steady. And then you got progression. I'm going to move forward a little bit faster because I didn't want this video to get this long at all. Then you got progression, always moving forward, always moving in the best possible right, correct direction, nothing else. Then now to the ego plane, once again. Using the word respect to break down my soul supremacies, or my 16 soul supremacy dimensions. The next 4 words: peace, love, unity, and advancement within the ego plane. The ego plane, the part of the mind that mediates between the conscious and the unconscious and is responsible for reality testing and a sense of personal identity. Sense of personal identity. Your sense of personal identity. What is your identity? We are both heaven and earth, the 9 ethereal chakra beings and children of the first sun soul. That's our actual identity. That's what we are. In other words, we just straight up God, period. Meaning all of humanity is straight up God, period, whether you want to buy it or not. So, the ego plane now. Peace, love, unity, and advancement. The second set of 4s of the 16 soul supremacy dimensions. The first dimension, I mentioned it, peace, freedom from disturbance, tranquility, freedom from wars, period of state where war has ended. And then love. What is love? This is the biggest part right here. Love. What is it? An intense feeling of deep affection. What is the word affection? A gentle feeling of fondness or liking. But archaically, meaning very old-fashioned, the word affection defines as a mental state and emotion. Any kind of mental state and emotion. So how about a default mental state or an emotion? And or an emotion, because it's both of them in one, remember? What's your default mental state and emotion like? You want to know what it is? Love. At default, your mind and heart's qualities are love. By default, your intense feeling of deep affection is that of the goodness and or the quality of being benevolent. Cursing to and throughout you all to be within our reality. Nothing of what this devil government is telling you to be. This is the egoic plane right here. The qualities. Peace, love, unity, and advancement. Unity. Together as one spiritual essence, as it has always been, before we even been. Tap into this characteristic. Allow it to drive you to the destination that I'm getting ready to take you to. Or not me per se, but where my conviction is going. God will have his world. God will have his people. Moving God's speed forever. Soul speed, one belief and one foundation. The foundation of love. Balanced love. Do you see why I say these words I say now? Are you starting to see more now? Moving forward. Peace, love, unity. The oneness of spirit in advancement. Spirit is always working, always moving, always multiplying its powers. Always gaining more and more light. Always getting better as time progresses. This is what spirit does. It gets better. Good things can only get better, while evil things can only get worse. This parable is only going to get better the more you listen to it. It cannot get worse because it's not built on being so. Moving forward. Let's finish it out now. The somatic plane. The third foundation or the third environment of the 16 soul supremacy dimensions. What are they? Calmness, serenity, love, and righteousness. To your somatic plane, I pray these things unto you. I pray calmness, serenity, love, and righteousness. Love again, righteousness again. Calmness and serenity, stoicism, self-control, composure. Maintaining your composure in a world such as this one is critical, and you can only do this with calmness and or serenity. This is how your heart chakra functions as well, and your heart chakra has been unstruck, unhurt, and unbeaten, meaning it was never touched, meaning it cannot be destroyed. The idea of a soul can be destroyed, but the soul itself cannot be touched at all. You can take advantage of this. You can even say bad things about the soul. You want to know what? Nothing will happen to it. Even still, it's just good all the time, literally. And the more you tap into it, the more it'll hold you down, the calmness and serenity you need to be standing in so you can see all that's getting ready to happen around you, or that it may be getting ready to happen, or that may be getting ready to strike you, and then use the love and righteousness you have as a weapon to eliminate the hatred in which the enemy is coming with to hurt you with. Love is my weapon, and I've weaponized love to destroy hatred. I've weaponized love to kill your hatred. It just so happens that this weaponized love is going to kill all of your hatreds. And once all of your hatred is dead, so too goes your character and behavior. Down goes the source of all immoral authority. Direct attack with righteous rage. This whole entire 40 minutes of talking has been nothing but righteous rage. This is why I don't smile a lot in my videos. Because I'm saying these words to end what is evil. Completely and entirely and overwhelmingly. So, finishing the somatic plane, the resurrection, the achievements. Because remember, it's abilities, qualities, and achievements. If you want to apply the word respect to the entirety of this parable here. Abilities, qualities, and achievements. The achievements of soul supremacy are qualities or calmness, serenity, love, and righteousness, and or what's good, beautiful, normal, and natural. Because remember, the somatic body and the physical environmental ground that we stand upon are essentially one and the same being, one and the same thing, just like the spirit and the soul are one and the same thing, and they all operate and do the same thing or apply the same methods at the same time. So in a sense, it's an 8x8, double 8 parable, not just 3 4s. You follow them, or 4 4s. You follow what I'm saying? 4, 8, 12, 16. It's almost essentially just 2 8s, essentially. But to make it make more sense, 4 in the transcendence plane, 4 in the egoic plane, 4 in the somatic plane, and 4 in the environmental plane. The 4 for the somatic plane, the achievements, calmness, serenity, love, and righteousness. And then the 4 for the environmental plane, achievements once again, what's good, beautiful, normal, and natural. The manifestation of what's good, beautiful, normal, and natural. You follow what I'm saying? So real quick, and I'm going to close the video out. The recap. Your transcendence plane, where your abilities are, and or where your driver sits. The soul star chakra, the crown chakra, and the earth chakra as well. Peace, respect, balance, and progression. Your egoic plane, where your third eye chakra, your throat chakra, and your heart chakra reside, all at the same time. Your acceptance state. This is the part where you accept it. Your abilities, you become aware of the abilities. This is the reawakening. The awareness of the abilities are the reawakening. Then the acceptance of the ability standards are the reincarnation. What's the reincarnation part? Where the third eye, the throat, and the heart chakra reside. Peace, love, unity, and advancement. They're all connected and hooked up to one place though. Let's never forget that. So you can apply peace, respect, balance, and progression to the third eye, or peace, love, unity, and advancement to the soul star chakra, however you want to do it. But to save you from the confusion, let's just keep it, I'm going to just keep it in the way I got it for right now.